How's it going, Rasmanites? Using the H390 today because I'm going to be doing this as a direct to YouTube upload because I am jumping on the bandwagon of two great friends of mine, James, DVD Collector 1974. What's up, brothers? Sorry I haven't commented on your videos in so long. As you may or may not know, I am in the middle of a surgery recovery, which is another reason I'm doing this as a direct to YouTube upload because I just don't know on a given day anymore how long I can sit in my chair. So I'd rather do videos quickly and not edit them if the situation warrants it. So, what's up, fellow Ohioan? I hope you're doing well, sir. And also, I was really inspired to do this from Claire because Claire and I become great buddies, and Claire she does these epically. She just makes such good points in hers. And I was like, you know what, this is a cool concept because once a week you can just go on your channel. You don't have to worry about what am I going to review today. And yes, everything that you guys saw in the recovery gift update will be reviewed. But you don't have to, when you're doing a midweek chat, you don't have to think about what am I going to review today. You can just respond to what other people are talking about. So, since this is my first one, I'm going to combine last week and this week because I don't really have a lot to say about this week's topic because I've never actually been to a convention, unfortunately. I would love to go to one. The idea of meeting these great filmmakers and actors and actresses that do what you love and love, you love their work. It would be a wonderfully great thing, but traveling is very hard in my situation right now, and I've just never been able to go to one. So, hopefully someday, and I really wish I could go to the one in Indy that James was talking about, because that's really close to here to where we are. I mean, that's like a 3 or 4 hour drive if you don't catch a lot of traffic. So, that would be an easy one to go to. I just don't have a van with a lift right now, so I can't go. But anyway, conventions would be awesome, and one day I hope to go to one. What I do want to talk about, though, is the second half of what James, sorry about the Android going off there, forgot to shut it off before I did the video, like I do every time, like a moron. But what I do want to talk about today is what James and Claire were talking about last week and kind of sort of what James was talking about at the end of this week. And that is, question number one is from the end of this week was, have movies taken over your life? Movies will never take over my life because movies are who I am. I'm proud to be a collector. People ask me all the time in the day and age of, why don't you just download things because they're so easy to get a hold of, especially for quicker access? And I'm like, because I want to support the industry that I love, and because I love the idea of having stuff to display on the shelf, and I love stuff with great slipcovers and great steelbooks and great editions. I'm a collector, and that's what I love about it, and I'm proud of it. And I'm never going to take what, in my opinion, is the coward's way out. I do try to do Blu-ray because I'm a quality freak, and the only thing I will pick up on DVD, to be honest with you, are TV shows like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that were shot and mastered on VHS, videotape, and at this point, the only way you would ever see them put on Blu-ray would just be a space saver, and that's not a practice because there's no way to improve the image quality of the video source, and that's not a practice they're doing yet with Blu-ray. So for stuff like that, I will buy the DVD because it is cheaper and it is what's out there to buy. But I won't buy DVD unless it's something like My Fake Fiance, where they just saw where there's certain networks like ABC Family, for whatever reason they haven't gotten with the times and they don't give you a choice. You don't have that choice of I'm gonna get this on Blu-ray over DVD because they only give you DVD. But 9 times out of 10, if I can get Blu-ray, I will get Blu-ray. And before I move on to last week's topic, because I have a lot to say about it, which was watching movies in the cinema versus watching movies at home, I want to sort of add something to this. And Claire hasn't put hers up yet, so if she sees this before she does hers, maybe she'll add this to hers. And James, if you want to do a separate video for this, I just thought it would be fun since there's gonna hopefully be 3 of us at least every week doing these, that it'd be fun if each person maybe added their own little wrinkle to the discussion. So what I want to know, quite simply, is what's the number one thing on your wish list right now? Like, we all have huge giant wish list of things that we want. What's the number one thing that you want to get your hands on? And for me right now, that is Star Trek The Next Generation, The Best of Both Worlds. Not just for the exclusive commentary, but because of the fact that they actually do continue these season documentaries on that set, which I didn't know at the time when I thought I could skip over it because I am getting all of the Next Generation sets. So that is the number one thing on my wish list right now, since I now have Roger Rabbit in the collection. So, watching movies in the cinema versus watching movies at home. I'm going to try and keep it as short as I can because this video has already gone longer than I anticipated it going. And I have to make sure this gets uploaded while I'm still in the chair and I can watch it upload. But basically, I'm going to repeat what Claire said last week. And what she said was, it depends on the epicness and the size of the film. If it's something like this, The Dark Knight, any of the Dark Knight trilogy, if it's Man of Steel, if it's Star Trek Into Darkness, if it's the Avengers, if it's something incredibly visual, I do try to go see it in the cinema because the bigger screen helps and the surround sound experience is awesome. But for the most part, even though I have 2 $5 movie nights at 2 local theaters, one's on Tuesday, one's on Wednesday, and I can go to the cinema a lot more than I used to, I don't really see a point in it because, like Claire was saying last week, and I think James said it as well, there's always going to be somebody, and I say I think because I watched all of James' videos and he uploads like 7 videos a day, so I don't really remember what he said last week, to be honest. But there's always somebody in the crowd that's obnoxious to you. There's always somebody giving away spoilers if it's something based on a book, or there's always some whiny kid, or there's some person that's stupid that won't turn their cell phone off and is being completely rude and texting or talking the entire time. So yeah, that my feeling is I can get the same experience, especially if I can get it on Blu-ray, that I can get in the cinema, because even though I don't have a true surround sound setup right now, I do have a newer high definition TV that's only a couple years old that has the 5 speakers in the television instead of just the 2. So I do get simulated surround sound very, very well. So there's really no point in me going. In my honest opinion, it's much more enjoyable for me to sit down by myself or sit down with a friend or a family member and watch a film at home. It's sad, but that's just the way things are going. And really, if you look at the trend of the money that the films are making, films make so much more money at home now. I think the cinema experience is going to be something that Hollywood does eventually shy away from, because they just make more money in home sales. So with that, I apologize if my head went everywhere. When I'm wearing the headset, it does kind of weigh down my head more than when I'm using the Yeti. But like I said, I just did this for convenience. So I hope you enjoyed my first midweek chat, Claire and James, and I will try and do this every week Only reason I wouldn't do it is if I have absolutely nothing to say about the topic. But I love the concept and I want to support both of you. So links to both their channels will be down in the description box if for some bizarre reason you're not subscribed to either one of them. And I will see you all later. Don't forget Handi Enterprises Inc. Contact information down below in the description box. If you want to help them out, it helps me out directly. And this is reality according to the Razman and Razman style. It's not just a catchphrase, but a way of life.